Howdy, hun. Howdy, hun. Howdy, hun. Howdy, hun. Hello. Okay, today's video, if it falls into the wrong hands, is gonna ruffle some feathers. That's why I'm wearing a Mr. Krabs t-shirt today, because today's video is all about money, makeup, exposing women, preying on women, woo, and a lot of scammy whams. Today is gonna be a very spicy video if the wrong people find it, but if the right people find it, I hope it can help you. Before I get too far, go ahead and follow me on social media. My following has been growing so much and I am forever thankful. I'm only like 50 people away from 500 and that's almost halfway to 1,000. Oh my gosh, I appreciate you guys so much. I appreciate your comments and your views and everything. It means so much to me. Just thank you so much for helping me on my small little platform. So get your hun juice and let's get into this. Okay, so today we are going to talk about my experience being a hun bot. Not many of you hopefully used to know this, but I used to sell Younique many years ago. I think it was back in like 2015, 2016. It probably wasn't that long, but I want to suppress it as far as I can. So I want to talk to you about my experience and why I am now anti-MLM, and I am very sorry if you are not. Don't hate me. This is my own personal experience. This is my story. This is my actual journey. So these are my opinions based on what I experienced. So let's go. Let me pull up when I actually started this so I can give you some good information here. Okay, I'm sorry. I really should have done this before I started, but that's me. Doodly-doo, doodly-doo, doodly-doo. Yeah, it wasn't nearly as long as I thought it was. Okay, here we go. Holy moly. Okay, so I started selling Younique in November of 2016, the very end of November 2016. I had never heard of anything like that before. I didn't know like what an MLM was. I didn't know what a pyramid scheme was. I didn't know any of that. Like, I'd heard of Avon. We'd bought Avon, but I didn't know how that worked. I didn't understand. So I remember this lady, you know, for privacy's sake, we'll call her Floranda, okay? Floranda, I did not know her. She added me on Facebook, you know, as one does when you sell things. And I remember her reaching out to me, and initially it wasn't anything crazy, you know. It was just like a like on my post here or there, or a message of like, hey, how are you, you know. Like, I didn't understand she was trying to sell me, and like I saw on her Facebook that she sold things. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Like, like I said, I knew nothing about anything. If you want to talk clueless, Kaylin. She would just comment on my post like, you know, really pretty, or love your makeup, or blah blah blah, and then I would see that she was selling makeup, and I think she reached out to me. I'm not sure how our conversation went down, and I really do not want to go look through our messages because I don't want to think about this woman, but here I am. I remember reaching out to her and just being like, you know, what do you do? Because I would see her post and I would see all of the interaction I got, and as someone who is a social media manager, or in like, at the time I was in school, this was 4 years ago, I was in school for that, I still wanted to know. And I'm like, so like, what about your makeup? And then she started telling me about it, because I love makeup. I love experimenting with makeup. I love everything about it. I even got made fun of at my Christian school for my makeup. Jesus loves you. So I remember messaging her and just, you know, asking about it. I didn't know that I could sell it. I didn't know she was a part of Younique. I had no clue. I just wanted her to tell me about it. So then she told me about it, and for your sake, I'm going to go look at our messages. Okay, so she did message me for, oh my god. So she did message me first, early November, so it took a little less than a month for me to be like, okay, yes, I'm going to do this. And said, hey Kaylin, I noticed you liked my status about free makeup. I'm scheduling online makeup classes, and whoever hosts one with me gets a free lip gloss. Also, the opportunity to earn Y cash and half off items by inviting your friends. Are you in? And I just said, can you tell me more about what you do? Because I'm like, I don't even understand what is happening. She tells me, you know, create and invite your friends, and over 10 days they go over a variety of products, and I'm like, I'm not even interested in something 10 days long. Like, I cannot commit to that. And so I said, is there a website that I could check out because I don't think I fully understand. And so she sent me her website, like her Younique website. And then I just started talking to her about I wanted to do YouTube videos and stuff. Hello, 4-year-old me. Hello, look at what I'm doing now. And I asked her about like the camera and all that stuff because I saw that she posted videos, obviously. I said, she told me she used an app, and I said, is it for a phone app or for your computer? And then I said, okay, thanks for your input. And she said, of course, when you start, let me know because I would love to follow along. And then here is where all this comes in. Baby Kaylin didn't know what she was getting herself into. And I said, it's going to be hard with full-time work and school because I was in full-time college and full-time work at the time. I was barely alive. I said, but I think I can do this. And then she sent me this whole message about,
I felt the same way before I joined Younique. I would always post about beauty, but I was scared to get on camera, and I finally got the courage once I got involved in Younique, and I've learned so much this past year. I have no doubt that you'll do great. You consider the future in Younique if you want to earn some cash from your videos or training.
I just went on about how like I don't have time, and I didn't have time, and we'll get into that later. And so, you know, I was like, I don't get home till after 11 p.m. and then I have to wake up, do homework, maybe not even go to sleep to wake up, and then go straight to work. So holy moly, I don't know if you can see this very long message that she sent me and talk about how she wants to mentor me, blah blah. And I was like, okay, I'll message you, blah blah. And so I was just thinking, okay, we're friends, like she's really cool, we're friends. And then I asked her some more questions about, you know, what she did, because I was thinking about it. I'm like, well, she seems really happy and I'll have someone there for me. What a lie. So I was like, what's the commitment, what's the risk, what's the cost, blah blah blah. And so apparently you get $225 worth of product. I don't know how they put a value on that, for only $99, and you have to sell $125 every 3 months to stay active. Boy. And anyway, she basically just went on and told me, and then she sent me a picture about what you get in the kit and all that, and like named off all this stuff, and telling me about the 3D lashes. And then she instead of sending me text messages, she started sending me like voice messages over Facebook. And then apparently on November 26th, I signed up. There are so many things she did not tell me before I started. They only talked about like the makeup and blah 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 blah, and you create your own Facebook page and blah 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 blah. So not only was I scared, I remember talking to my mom, I'm like, dude, I don't have this kind of money because I'm in college. Hello. Like working full time, trying to pay for this jazz. And I remember being like, I don't think I have $100 to spend, you know. I don't know, I don't have inventory, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I just remember, you know, spending that $100 and not being like, it's okay, I'll make it back, I can do that, $125. She said it wasn't hard to do in 3 months, so I can do it. So I remember signing up, but then no one ever told me I was gonna have to buy my own website. Like, no one ever told me I was gonna need to buy my own, like, domain name or whatever. So that's another, I forgot how much it was, but let's just say it's $10 or $20 or whatever. That's a yearly thing if you stay. And I wasn't aware of that, so it's not, if you, for me at least, if you do that, it's not just that, it's buying your own domain name. Like, you have to buy that, so like, that's on you too. And like, no one told me that, so I'm like, oh well, like, man, that would have been good to know. I'm not out $100 now, I'm out like $120 or something now. And so I was a little, you know, sad and weird about that. And there was just a lot I didn't understand, you know. They tell you that you don't have to buy inventory. However, if I'm not buying product, then I can't tell you how something is. If I'm not buying stuff, I can't recommend it to you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you ask me about the foundation and I've never used the foundation, I can't tell you it's great. You know, I can tell you it's great because that's what I'm supposed to say, but I can't tell you. I was in Younique probably 4 months, 5 months, and then you're like, that's not a long time. It was long enough for me to realize I could not keep losing the money I was losing. Over those 4 or 5 months I was there, I made $36, and 2 of those purchases were from me. I made 4 purchases. I looked today, 4 purchases. That's 1 purchase a month. 2 of those were me. Buying foundation so I could try it out, and buying some lipstick so I could try it out. Only 2 people bought anything the whole time I sold anything, and it was 2 things of mascara. I remember. $36, and half of that was me. I made like $16 in 4 months. I just want to put that out there. And honestly, the reason I'm making this video is because I've watched a lot of anti-MLM videos. I think they're hilarious. I've seen a lot of the times people in the videos say, these aren't bad people, you know, the people in the MLMs are not bad people. And me being in one of them, I have to say, I totally disagree. Maybe, and what I mean by that is, I don't think I was a bad person before. And now I don't think I'm a bad person, but I think, in my opinion, when you get into something like this, you become what you're surrounded by, and you become, for me, I was so caught up in the fact that I'm like, okay, not only did I spend $100 to get this kit, $20 for the domain name, and now I'm having to buy products. So let's say, I think the foundation was like $20 or $30, and then the lip stuff. So let's say I've spent another $60. I'm out almost $200, and I made 16 from other people. And so I remember I was pumping out videos all the time. I mean, I would come home and I would be so freaking tired, and I needed to go to bed, or I needed to do homework, but I'm like, if you don't put stuff out, no one's gonna buy anything. And I remember at school I would do like vlogs and stuff for Try. I'm just like, how can I show people that this makeup is good? And the problem is, I never thought it was good. But what was I supposed to, at that point, and this is why I say, I'm not a bad person, but at that time, I was a bad person. I did not care what I had to tell you. If you even showed 1% interest, I was coming for you, because I needed to make my money back. I didn't want to cut my losses. I'm like, no, I've spent this much money. I'm going to get my money back. If you show any interest, like, they're coming for you. Still to this day, I remember I've had to apologize to people because they kind of put you in that mentality where it's like, if they don't support you, they're not your friends. If they're not buying stuff from you, they don't really care about you. And I remember being livid at people that would ask about my makeup but never buy anything. And I just remember like, why are you wasting my time? Why would you even reach out to me if you're not serious? And I remember being so mad, and I had to actually apologize to somebody a couple years later and be like, look, man, I am really sorry about who I was and what I said and what I did, because that is not me. I am sorry that that's who I was. And, you know, I can't believe that. And I remember this girl was interested in, like, kind of interested in selling maybe, and I felt bad because I'm like, she talked about not really knowing anybody, and I'm like, that's me. But I didn't care. I'm like, I need a downline. I need somebody under me, because that can help me. If they sell something, then that means I don't have to. I'll get some of their money. I didn't care. I didn't care. I remember people messaging or, like, you know, talking about the mascara, the Spider Lashes mascara. Woo! And, you know, I would be like, there's like, well, how much is in it? Because it's all pricey, you know, it's like a Sephora Ulta type thing. And so I remember standing up next to my Maybelline one and be like, well, they're like the same size. And I'm like, but it's totally worth it. And I'm trying to think of some BS reason that I can tell this person to not buy their $6 drugstore brand that works just fine, and tell them to buy this spider mascara that flakes off, and the company tells you that it's your fault and that you're just not applying it right. I was trying to give them reasons, you know? Hello. I'm gonna admit, I totally lied. I was a liar during this time. They had this lipstick. It wasn't lip sense, so like, they're not known for the lipstick, but people were talking about how great it was, and so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try it one day. I'm gonna do a vlog about it. I'm gonna do like a before and after. Oh, honey. By the time the day was over, it was a whole mess. And I remember reapplying it before I took my picture and being like, look how good it stayed on. I was a freaking liar. Because you know what? In my opinion, my humble opinion that the Lord gave me, this makeup sucked. I was such a liar. And I was a liar because I wanted so badly to just make my money back. I wanted to have a team. I wanted to be that successful thing that they talked about. And I remember getting really upset one time because, oh, I got so mad, I've knocked this clip out of my hair. If friends or family or whoever wanted it, I could give away like 40 free samples, and I remember those like went away like that because it was totally free, that no one had to pay anything. I just put in their shipping information and sent it right to their house, and I got like, I don't know what, maybe 20 something. People I didn't even know on Snapchat being like, oh hey, I got a mom and I got a sister, I want to give it to them. And I just remember being so mad that they were interested in something free but they couldn't spend money on what I was selling. I was angry, and that's such an awful way to be, but that's how I was. When you're in these things, and you can go watch videos, I'm not going to put any clips because this is my story, this has nothing to do with any other MLM or whatever, but when you're in these places, I've seen them try to turn people against their own family. There's a very well-known clip out there by someone telling them to basically like, just not talk to your sister. If she doesn't support you, don't talk to her. And that was kind of the mentality. It's like, why these people, why don't you support your friends? Why aren't you supporting Caitlyn? Why wouldn't you do that? She must not even care. It was a whole mess from the beginning, and I just remember being like, I can't do that. I am such a bad person right now. And to me, I was a bad person. I mean, it's not, if you want to be successful, it's not passive income like they talk about. You know, before you get into the MLM, they talk about, oh, it's great side money and you can do this and that. And then you get in and it's like,
grind, rise and grind.
and I'm like, holy frick, I just thought I was going to make a couple of dollars here and there, but it turns out I lost those couple dollars here and there, okay? If you want to, you know, be at the top, it is not a side hustle. It is like, quit this, stop doing that. And I'm like, you all don't understand. I have 0 hours in the day. My weekends are the only free time I have, and I really don't want to spend that working. If I did, I would get a part-time job where I'm guaranteed income for my work. And so it was just a whole mess. I know that people are like, oh, you know, 4 or 5 months, that's not long enough. I mean, it really is, you know. I mean, at that point, it's kind of like, you know, the lottery. Like, you go to the gas station and get a scratch-off every day. And let's say you spend $1 every day for 4 months. Okay, what? That's like $120. Let's just $120 4 months. And then you finally get one. And then you win $10. Should you be happy because you won $10 or upset that you just lost 110? You know, like 110, 100, however, you know. So that was my process. I got 2 orders for 4 months. I got $16 for 4 months of work. 4 orders, and 2 of those orders were mine. Well, I mean, when you really put it in perspective, I didn't even believe in the products I was selling. And, you know, they preach a lot of these freaking MLMs, mission statements are all the same. Sorry, my parents are yelling. They all preach about, you know, like women empowerment and stuff. But I remember, they haven't taken me out of the group yet, but I'm still in a group on Facebook, and it's them talking about their products. And, you know, if a lady posts a makeup look that's not, you know, the best or whatever, she's a beginner, because these people are not makeup artists. They are literally just people like me and you. I remember, you know, sometimes people will post them and, you know, they're not great, but they're not supposed to be great. And, you know, these women in the comments are like making fun of them and using the ha-ha react and all that. And I'm like, dude, man, this is not building women up. This is not women empowerment. No, she's not the best at makeup, but you're not the best at anything when you first start. She spent money to be here. The least you could do is lift her up. Maybe she does need to blend it a little more. Tell her that nicely. What the frick does laughing at her have to do with anything? Hello. And here's where I got out, aside from the fact I was losing money. I realized I don't want to be known I don't want to be known as the girl that sells makeup. I wanted to be known as the girl that was good at makeup. I wanted to be known as the girl that had fun with makeup. And I don't want someone to look at me and be like, oh yeah, she uses those products, oh, she makes it work. No, I wanted to be like, oh man, Caitlyn's makeup. Did you see her green eyeshadow today? It looks so cool. She's always trying new things. I wanted people to know about me for what I wanted to be known for. I didn't want to be known as your local Younique rep. I didn't. I just wanted to be known for being cool and being Caitlyn and having your own style and doing your own thing. And I didn't feel like I could do that. I didn't want to be known as the person that sold makeup. I really didn't. I didn't want that to be my shtick. And so I had to get out. I really had to get out. And really sucks because I've had a couple people ask me if I want to be in. I have this freaking girl on Facebook and I want to be really nice because I'm like, man, you're trying. Every year on my birthday she sends me a freaking coupon for some stupid pure romance and I'm like, I don't say anything because like, honey, I get it. But I never wanted to be one of those people. Never. And that's probably why, one of the reasons why I failed or whatever the frick you want to say, but I did not want to be that person. I didn't want to be that hun that just added all these people on Facebook and bothered you. Like, I didn't want to do that. And you know, it would be sad sometimes, and like some of you know, some of you don't if you watch anti-MLMs, but like if I would post a status like, hey, new video tonight, who wants to see? And most of the time the only person that would comment was my upline, but like no one would know that. They would just see someone comment and be like, me, and so other people would follow, and that's why they do it. You know, she wasn't really interested in seeing my video. She just wanted to help me like get my stuff seen, because if I made something then she would make something, you know. That's the only reason I wanted someone under me and my team, because if they made a sale then I got something. So I was like, well, at least if I'm failing, someone else can help me. That's how I felt about it. But yeah, that's why I got out, and that's my experience, and I hope that makes sense. I don't have any of my videos planned. I just talk, but I do have a couple experiences really quickly from two other girls that were in MLMs. One was Younique and one is It Works, and I want to share their quick stories with you. One is very quick. I just asked her opinion and why she left, because she asked me, she's like, hey, do you want to sell? And I'm like, I already tried that. Sorry. Sorry. So let's see. I'm not going to say her name, I'm just going to read her thing. She just said, it was a lot of pressure, lots of people bothering you to sell, and it got overwhelming. And that is a huge thing. They talk about, like I said earlier in this video, they really talk about this just being passive and a side hustle and all of that. But then you get in and it's like, well, if you want to be successful, you need to do this and that and this. And it's like, this does not sound like side hustle. You know, this sounds like, I don't want to replace my full-time job. I just wanted to make a few bucks here and there. But of course they're not going to say that before they get you in there. I also didn't like how they talk down about 9-to-5s. Like, not everyone can be an entrepreneur and not everyone can be a sales rep or whatever. We need these 9-to-5. I like my 9-to-5 job. Actually, right now it's 8:30 to 4:30. What a steal. I like that job. I like the consistency. I can plan my day. And they talk about working from home and all this. I remember sitting at my desk one day and there was like a new bundle coming out. And instead of sitting there and doing my office work that I was being paid to do, I was sitting there scrambling, making this picture, making this collage for Instagram and Facebook for Younique, because I wanted to sell one so bad. It's a lot more overwhelming than they tell you, because when you first start all this, they're not going to tell you the negatives, they're not going to tell you the bad, they're not going to tell you that this isn't going to be passive income, unless you know, don't do anything, and then if you don't do anything, then you're not going to sell anything, you know. It's a lot of double-edged things happening here, you know. They say it's passive, but they want you to be aggressive. Okay, so the last girl we're gonna read, this is the one who did It Works. She said, it takes time to build up enough clients. I honestly didn't want to put in the time or effort needed with a family right now and working 45 plus hours a week and going to school. I didn't even have any time to shower, let alone cold message people all day. Although I thought it was crazy that the money you make at first you end up spending just to test out the product so you can sell more. I just believe there's no actual work-life balance. Even the women making huge money with it had to hire assistants so they could breathe. And that's ta-da! If you are doing this for passive income or to make a couple, you know, quick dollars, I mean, I hope you have some time. That's all I have to say. You know, and it kind of feels like, you know, if that's your goal, then they're not really going to focus on you. They want people that are going to build a team. They want people that are going to eat, sleep, quit your 9-to-5, because that's just so freaking stupid that you would work consistent hours and get consistent pay. Holy frick. Freedom. And I just hated that. I hated that. If you are able to be an entrepreneur and start your own business and do your own hours and whatever, that's amazing. We need 9-to-5 workers right now, the way the world is set up. I love my consistent hours. It gives me the flexibility to plan my day. I love it. And I'm not stressed. If I need a day off, I can take a day off. And I get paid for that day off. I don't have to say, oh, I can't do Younique today. Does that mean I'm not going to make a sale? Oh my goodness. Hello. And I started this job free. I had to pay nothing for it. I went to Italy last year for my job. Free. I didn't have to pay for it. Where these people go to conferences that you have to get your own jazz. Like, it's not. I'm sorry. It's amazing if you can make it work, but you don't need to knock all these people that have work with benefits and retirement and health and dental and vacation time. You don't need to knock them. So if everybody quit their 9 to 5, what in the world would this world do? And so I just hate when these companies knock the 9 to 5 thing, because like, dude, it's cool. Do what you want to do, man, but like, don't knock other people's thing. They could say the same thing about me right here, but in my opinion, doing a 9 to 5 isn't hurting anybody. I don't have to go recruit people to work where I work now, or anywhere I've ever worked, but there I did. And in my opinion, that's hurting people. In my opinion, Ferranda hurt me. Like, I'm not trying to get victim mentality, because like, I'm freaking 25 now, I got this, I'm fine, you know. Could I use $200 right now? Yeah, but like, at the time I didn't have it, man, and it wasn't what it was presented to me as. And not only did I lose the $99 startup, lost what it cost to run the website, and then lost the money for the products. Whew. So that was my experience with Younique. If you have any questions about MLMs, about my time in Younique that I didn't answer, about how these things work, please let me know. I honestly would love to do more anti-MLM stuff, so if that's something that you're into, also let me know. I think it's funny, and I can relate to it because it helps me cope with the insanity that I dealt with. So, thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye! And so, I just remember, you know, messaging her, and oh my god, my straightener's on. Holy frick. I'm sorry, I didn't want to burn my room down.